What you're looking at is home video taken 2,000 feet below the surface of the ocean. It was shot by the crew of a small submarine. Over the years, they've taken lots of these videos, but it's the footage they captured on March 6th of this year that now stands to become the most remarkable deep-sea footage ever filmed. We're going to be showing their amazing footage to the world for the first time. Joining former NOAA biologist Dr. Paul Robertson and me in the studio is one of the members of the team who shot the video we'll be seeing, Dr. Torsten Schmidt. Dr. Schmidt, welcome.
Thank you.
You map the ocean floor for a living, is that right?
Yes, I work as a marine geologist. My team and I do seismic mapping and sampling of the ocean floor.
And this is all to locate promising sites for oil exploration, correct?
Yes, oil and natural gas reserves.
Now, you and your team are Danish, but you were working for the Icelandic government, is that correct?
Yes, we're one of many international teams contracted by the Icelandic Geological Survey.
And from what I understand, you dived down to about 1,000 meters, nearly 3,000 feet, and have seen and recorded some extraordinary things down there. We're seeing some of those images now on screen and getting a chance to see what it's like when you're down there.
We're down for 8-hour intervals, and it's a small space, so sometimes we get a little stir-crazy. And we bring down the camera to show our families whenever we see something interesting.
You've not only seen some remarkable things down there, but you've heard some amazing things.
Yes. In fact, it's one of our jobs. Before we can use the sonar, we have to check if there's any marine mammals in the area.
And this is because the seismic mapping, the sonar you use for the mapping, could be harmful to marine mammals.
Yes, that's right.
Paul, this is similar to what you've described.
Yes, this affects marine mammals too. This can kill them, actually.
How do you determine if there are marine mammals in the area when you start this process?
Well, we listen. There is a regulated 60-minute listening interval called the marine mammal observation to make sure there is no animals in the area before we begin.
And it was after one of these listening intervals that you experienced something terrifying back in 2010?
Yes.
Where did this take place?
Off the Jan Mayen Ridge in the Norwegian Sea.
Here, let's take a look at this. Wow, that is incredible and unsettling, I'm sure. Paul, I mean,
That's a bloop. That's a bloop signature.
Torsten, you were told at the time that these were the sounds of pilot whales, right?
Yes.
And Paul, do you agree with that?
Those are pilot whales, no.
We were told that we impacted pilot whales, and that's why the sounds of the whales were different, because they had been affected by the sonar.
The IGS told you that.
Yes.
That's the Icelandic Geological Survey?
Yeah.
Yes, we were skeptical, of course, but we didn't argue.
We know that you have other footage that you want to show us, and we'll get to that. But first, tell us what happens. A couple years go by, then you have renewed doubts about that sound that you heard back in 2010.
Yes, one of my team members